Hi, I'm Mark. Welcome to Pie Pilgrim. Today what I want to do is just introduce you to my studio, my working environment, where I spend most of my days now during this pandemic. I'm only going to touch on the equipment that I've got in here and the kind of workflow. We'll be doing some specific gear programs, so stuff about the synths. I've got planning to do one on the guitars and the story behind each guitar. Yeah, if there's anything that I don't talk about or you want to know more about, and just basically smash it into the comments, and I'll work something out. But yeah, here you go. This is my studio. This is Pie Pilgrim. Thank you. See you again. Bye. And here we have my office or studio, or whatever you want to call it. But generally this is where I am every day of the week, working, sat there 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, working ever since this pandemic started. So yeah, this is working from home. The intention was to basically, when the kids left home, I always said I'd turn one of the rooms into my studio. And this is basically where I've got to so far. Something to keep you focused, I suppose. The latest addition to the guitar collection, a lovely Rancher Falcon. Down the side there we've got mic stands and booths. Right there. Got to have a record player. And some reference monitors, don't really get used much. Some foot pedals, my trusty Marshall with a tuner on top, yeah, JCM 2000 DSL 401, played live with that many times, love it. A new pedal that I'm going to start working with or experimenting with, it's a looper pedal. Some shelves for storage. You can never have enough storage. I'm just starting to get into start messing with photography, so I've got a nice Canon M50 there, some lenses, my Sky remote. These are my main monitors. These are Mackie, can't remember the model number, but I'll dig it out, maybe put it in the description below. TV screen, which is connected to Sky, so if ever I want to watch the cricket or football, if there's something going on while I'm working, I can have it on in the background. My main computer, which is an iMac, secondary screen, lovely little drum machine, patch panels. We'll talk about all these in a moment. So we'll talk about these in a minute, these patch panels, and we'll talk about the signal path, etc. There's a nice Behringer CRAVE, awesome. Little bit of kit, my MacBook, headphone splitter, control, surface, ace, brilliant, mixer. Like I said, I will talk about the signal flow, and then I've got my audio selector there, which goes to my Mackie Big Knob, and that record player also goes to the Mackie Big Knob, and I select between the sources there. And got full volume control, etc. Great, lovely little tool. We'll come back to this desk in a moment. So the other monitors. This has now become my main amp. This is the Katana 100 by Boss. This is the Mark 1. I think I want to upgrade to the Mark 2, but I'm deciding whether I go to the Mark 2 100 or whether I go to the Artist. But that's yet to be decided. But I just love that amp, and it's brilliant. It's so much lighter and it's easy to gig with, but you definitely need the foot switch to get the most out of it. And then we've got the fridge. Yeah, some water and coke in there. In the summer there'll be beers, I imagine. Again, more storage. Nice little orange little amp, and EVH just little battery powered amps. I think maybe try and get a little bit of lo-fi sound with them sometimes. Just a bit of fun. That used to be one of the, well, that used to be our main live desk, but I brought it into the house because I don't know, the box got damaged, so, and it was in the garage, so I brought it into the house. Decent little desk, actually it does really well for us. But we have another desk now, and there's a signed Billy Duffy, what do you call it, headscarf, I suppose. Let's go with the Billy Duffy Gretsch White Falcon picture. Yeah, thank you Kieran for that one. And there's my White Falcon. And there's definitely a story behind that, which I will one day share with you. There's my guitars, and more guitars. Nice Squire Jaguar, a guitar stroke banjo. It's a Yamaha base, that, which is in the middle of being repaired, I think. Well, it's a project, I suppose. I don't really use it. I use that Harley Benton bass there if I need any bass, and I've got a nice 12 string. Basically, I've just got guitars to try and get inspiration from, various sounds. And then we've got the Takamine, which is a fine acoustic, nice and little. And I've got two acoustics here so that we can, if I've got people around, or when we can have people around, we can jam out and we can try things. Yeah, back to this desk. Okay, so the desk itself, all right, it's from Gear for Music, which is a UK based, what you want to call it, based up in York, but they have a great online offering, and the part of the studio gear they've got is this desk, which has got space for rack mounting, 4 units, so 8 units in total, bit of space in the middle. And then this pull-out drawer where I have my keyboard. The only thing was, obviously it comes all pre-drilled and everything else, but I had to mount the drawer lower so I could fit the FA06. But for a standard MIDI controller, which is not as deep, shall we say, or as high as the FA06, you will get away with it and using the normal holes. But that was the only modification I had to do to that desk. So yeah, it's a great desk. I'll put a link to it in the description. Desk. So this is the heart of my studio. This is where I work. It's not a professional studio by any stretch of imagination. It literally is just for my fun. Right. So yeah, I use Logic Pro X or Pro 10 or whatever version it is now. Yeah, running Big Sur, so everything seems to work fine. But like I say, I'm not a technician or anything like that, or software guru. But this is the heart of everything. Everything comes through the FA06. Primarily, that's my audio interface via USB into the computer. The patch panels, they're basically just replicating all the ports that are on the back of that Behringer mixing desk. So I've got the first 4 or 5 hooked up to the XLR patch panel for microphones, and then the 1/4 inch patch panels to the rest of the inputs on that mixing desk there. And it all seems to work fine. I only ever really record one instrument at a time anyway. But if I want to, I can mix a number of audio sources as one and bring that in as a stereo or as a mono channel from the mixing desk into the FA06, which will therefore go into the Mac. But if I want to maybe record 2 separate audio channels at once, then I always use this audio interface I've got here, which is from Behringer, the Euphoria UMC 204 HD. Never had any problems with it. So if I want to say, for example, run my guitar through both amps and have different sounds from both amps, I would use my ABY pedal, mic up the two amps, and then just monitor via the headphones, and yeah, just run it through the audio interface there. If I'm just running one guitar, I will always run through the Boss Katana, and I will run the emulated output through the patch panel into the mixing desk. I could also mic up and blend those together through there, or I could then again go via the audio interface. So I've got flexibility, I've got choice. Another audio interface, believe it or not, is this a TR08 from Roland, via USB straight into the Mac. You've got basically every single channel, every different sound is on its own individual channel. So you've got about 10, 11, maybe 12 channels, can't remember now, memory serves me well, but I'll do some checking and maybe put some notes on that in either the description or on screen. But yeah, so we've got the Behringer CRAVE, great little synth. I mean, I'm not even a keyboard player, I'm a guitarist, yeah, but some of the sounds you can get from that is so old school. I mean, the minute you start messing with it, you're already going into Stranger Things territory. So from that, I then purchased the WASP from Behringer, and then this Behringer TD03, awesome, love it. If you want that proper 90s acid sound and can't get your hands on a proper, you know, Roland, so this Behringer just as complicated to program as that. So yeah, you'll have a lot of fun. And then the latest addition synth-wise is this KORG, which is just awesome. That is, I mean, even the sound straight out, you don't need to do any modification. I love it. And we will do a session on the synths and how we use them for inspiration. But all I really wanted to do today was just give you a quick introduction to my studio. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot, mics. So my new main mic is this Rode. There's a kind of desk mount behind there which it clips to, but I can take that off and put it onto one of the stands in the corner. Yeah, if you're wondering why I've got pictures of the Beatles, it's not that I'm a Beatles fan. I don't dislike the Beatles, but I've only got one album, and those pictures came with that album, so it became, I just thought I'll stick them up, make the doors a little bit more interesting. But yeah, so we've got the Rode NT1A, which should be giving it a blast. And then in this cupboard here I've got another box full of mics there, so we've got a lot of choice. But like I say, I don't record much more than just one channel at a time, or one instrument at a time, or one vocal at a time. So one thing I highly recommend is a label printer. There's loads of them, Dymo, all sorts. I just got that one, reasonably priced, because you need to label up your plug sockets, so otherwise you're just getting a right mess. And when someone pointed that out to me, it was a godsend, a lifesaver, honestly. And there's a bit of my summer record collection. I'll probably do a session on my records one day. But yeah, right, for now, that's my studio. This has been Mark for Pie Pilgrim. Hope you've enjoyed, and join me next time. Goodbye.